Hello everyone and welcome back. It's me, Trophy Wife, and I thought that you guys might be interested in seeing the other endings of Corpse Factory. So I thought we'd do that one real quick before we went over to a new game. So we got ending C. So we'll check out ending A, B. I'm pretty positive we got the epilogue. If we want to look at the bonus ending, we can. But we're going to look at A and B. So we're going to go for the true ending, the false ending. So if you like, please like, comment, subscribe. It helps. And let's just get into this video. Three months later. Sometimes on dark and overcast days, I can feel the cold bite of steel inside my gut. It's a phantom sensation that flickers and dissipates within moments. My doctor says it's nothing to be concerned about, but that doesn't prevent me from pulling my clothes aside to examine the skin underneath. The sight of the scar does little to comfort me. I don't think I should have survived this injury. I don't think I should have walked away from regaining consciousness, but somehow I survived the encounter with Oi. In the darkest recessions of my memory, I can vaguely recall the warmth of strong arms carrying me from the factory, carrying me to safety. Somebody saved me on that fateful day, but I don't know who. Was it Kajiro? Regardless, I owe them my life, my new life, a life that is actually worth something. A life that doesn't consist of skulking in the shadows and pretending to be a beautiful corpse. I look down at the empty plate before me and smile. I'm still not accustomed to the sight of a finished meal, but I'm slowly learning to love it. My stomach feels full, truly full, not just full enough like I used to force myself to believe. I've put on 4 pounds recently, 4 good, healthy pounds. My cheeks glow with vitality and my skin is no longer the sickly color of ghastly flesh. The waitress at the restaurants are probably getting sick of seeing me in here every other day, but I don't mind. I eat well here and I've learned to cook at home too. T, of all people, taught me how to prepare dinner. I never expected to study the culinary arts under someone like her, but she has a knack of bringing out the flavor in food. She says she's picked up a few things from years of caring for her kid siblings. I learned a lot from her. I push my plate to the side and take a sip of water. Time to pay the bill and get going. There are things to do tonight after all. Months have passed since the last time I set foot on these cursed grounds. The wafting stench of decay invades my nostrils and threatens to make me spill my contents of my stomach on the asphalt. It's a stench that I was completely accustomed to. Now it's a sickening reminder of the person I used to be not so long ago. I don't want to come here tonight. I didn't want to come here ever. Yet here I am. Call it a hunch or a premonition or just a bad feeling, but some part of my mind urged me to visit this place after receiving a text message this morning. A text that seemed both alien and familiar at the same time. A solitary word decorated the contents of the message, goodbye. But what drew my attention the most was the image attached, a photo of a young woman bent over backwards, her face obscured by matted hair and blood, and her chest exposed open from the inside. The young woman in the photo was me. It was an image of my own corpse. The craftsmanship was excellent. The cadaver used to replicate my body looked just like me. My first assumption was the human removal services sent this photo to me, but upon a moment of deliberation, that doesn't seem to be the case. The human removal services activities declined rapidly as of late. The number of murders or suicides, depending on how you look at it, across Tokyo have decelerated so quickly that it's almost as if the human removal services never existed at all. Besides, that organization had a particular trademark when sending out doctored corpse photos. They would include instructions with the message, instructions for the victim to follow, usually involving the murder of another victim. The message I received simply said goodbye. My corpse photo feels personal. It's typical of the work I used to perform. It's almost as if somebody took over the identity of Corpse Girl, the role I once filled. But that's crazy, isn't it? I take a deep breath and stride forward the factory entrance. I almost choke as I breathe in the thick air. The stench of death hangs like smoke inside the factory. This place looks just as it did when I was last here. The notable exceptions are fresh cadavers displayed here and there upon the warehouse racks. Somebody is living here. Somebody is continuing Corpse Girl's work. And somebody thought it would be wise to target me as a victim. Me, Noriko Karisawa. Somebody made a fatal mistake. Animalistic instincts rise within me as my legs move with purpose. My feet claw at the damaged concrete ground in every step. I'll kill the new Corpse Girl. I'll kill her and bury her. Enough is enough. I'll end the cycle of death I started so long ago.
Who are you?
It's Oi. A meek voice slinks through the darkness, tugging aside the veil of silence ever so gently. I concentrate hard in order to identify the direction it came from. If I'm taken off guard, even for a second, it may be my end. My left. The voice came from my left. I spin on my heel and immediately feel bile rise in my throat.
May I help you with something?
What the fuck is this?
My name is Noriko. Noriko Kurosawa. It's nice to meet you. What's your name?
Aoi? Is that you?
I feel like I'm looking into a twisted mirror. The girl before me is not me, and yet...
Are you here to buy a corpse? I have plenty on display. You can browse as much as you like. But that one on the end of the rack is reserved. Sorry.
She runs her grimy hands through her unwashed hair and scratches her scalp violently. A flake of spittle drips from her lower lip as her eyes glaze over. This is Oi Satao. Despite the hair and makeup and the clothes, my old clothes, her voice is the same as I remember.
Aoi, knock it off. You're scaring me.
Who is Aoi? Is that your name? Well, it's nice to meet you, Aoi. My name is Noriko.
A moment of clarity begins immediate understanding. Just like I was torn between my own identity and that of Corpse Girl, Aoi has become me. But her transformation hasn't been kind to her. Any recognition of her previous self has vanished. She doesn't even know her real name. After everything I've been through, I should be more forgiving to someone struggling with their identity. I should be understanding and sympathetic. Oi Noriko grasps for air as my fingers clench her throat. I ram my knee into her stomach and smash her into the warehouse wrecks, causing several stiff cadavers to crush to the ground around me.
Stop!
Oi has lost herself. She has discarded all remnants of who she once was. I'm fine with that. I can almost relate to it. But I am Noriko Karisawa. I have reclaimed my true self, and I won't let her become me. I am Noriko. And this bitch that stabbed me and left me for dead, will not take my life away from me.
Die! Die!
I press Aoi against the steel rack and feel something within my frail body either bend or break. Her dull, tired eyes begin to droop, and hands scratching at my wrist suddenly give up the fight. I realize I'm panting heavily as I clutch her neck. Her own ragged breathing synchronizes with mine, and it's almost as though we are one person. No, she is not me.
You are not me!
I scream and feel my fingernails puncture her skin. My fingers pierce her neck and drill into her flesh, stopping only when they collapse tightly around her spinal column. With all the strength I can pull from within me, I twist my arm and throw Oi to the blood-spattered concrete. She hits the ground unceremoniously, her lightweight body barely making a sound, as her vacant dead eyes stare at me from at the cracked ceiling. I never imagined I'd have to dig up this grave for a second time. When I buried Corpse Girl in the gardens below our former apartment, I didn't predict I'd have to see her again so soon. But here she is, still rotting and miserable. I thought her burial was going to be the end of it all, a symbolic gesture to help me leave behind the person I had become. It was a way to reclaim my former self and bury the past. Corpse Girl doesn't say anything when she sees me lift the dirt from her resting place. She doesn't give any indication that she even notices my presence. Fine, be that way. I couldn't care less.
I've brought a friend for you. Someone to keep you company.
With a great deal of effort, I haul the body of of Oi, into the narrow pit and let it collapse beside Corpse Girl. The girl in my old clothes seems to cuddle up to her new companion. It's almost fitting that the person who became me should rest eternally beside the persons I had tried to become. I think I can rest easy knowing that they're both in the ground. I think nothing further can prevent me from being Noriko.
Suppose I should say a few words. You were my best friend, Aoi. And I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I'm sorry that I only ever wanted to save myself.
I don't understand how no one sees this.
I hope that you at least found some happiness by becoming me. Goodbye.
I clutched a small shovel in my hand and began to fill in the makeshift grave. Dirt and rocks pile in the pit slowly. I mistake the faint howl of the wind as a final moan from the girl I once knew as Oi. Covered in dirt and grime and blood and muck and God knows what else, I collapse on the floor in my new apartment. I'm very fortunate I managed to find this place. Someone moved out in a hurry and I was able to move right in with just a few months' rent paid up front. Don't know if I'll be able to afford next month's payment, but I'll face that challenge when it arrives. For now, everything is finally over. I should shower or bathe or at least scrub the filth from my skin, but I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. This is the price of being Noriko. I roll over on my side and grab my phone, slowly bringing it to my eye level. An involuntary frown masked by dirt-encrusted face when I notice the icon for one missed call on the screen, an unknown number. A short message tells me that the caller left a voicemail. I don't know who it would be calling me at such a late hour. It's well past midnight after all. I close my eyes and let the voicemail play. Is it Kojiro?
Hey.
It is.
Bit late. Sauce. We should talk. Call me?
Alright. That was one of the endings. Let's go to the next one. We did true ending and we did hell, so we're gonna go false. Three months later. Oi and I used to always dream about getting away, breaking away from all the stress and the tension of our everyday world. She dreamt of going somewhere cold for a winter getaway, somewhere she could snuggle up by a warm fireplace and drink hot cocoa and feel at peace. I told her I liked to visit a sunny holiday destination, but I don't know why I said that back then. It was a lie. I hate the sun. The harsh light of the warmth always used to leave my skin feeling prickly and scorched. However, things have changed. Though no plans of my own. For some reason, leaving behind the life of Corpse Girl helped me appreciate a few things of the little things in life. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just happy I survived. Maybe I'm just glad that I don't have to keep living in this accursed apartment. I haven't fully recovered from the stab wound Oi afflicted upon me. I haven't fully recovered from the scars she left in my heart. I don't think I will ever be 100% healthy again. My doctor says these things take time, but maybe a slight limp and a dull ache in my gut from time to time is a small price to pay for my life. I made the decision a few weeks ago to attempt a beachside vacation. It went well. Pale, ghostly Noriko sat on the beach and attempted to get a tan. I did it for myself, not out of some misguided notion that I should live out a dream vacation for Oi's sake. Oi can go on her own damn vacation whenever she wants. It's not like she's limping around with a cane and a serpentine scar across her beautiful skin. It's not like she had to struggle against the entire world just to get on an airplane. The beach was gorgeous, the water was pristine. I've never seen anything like it in all my life. But those moments of sunshine and relaxation were fleeting. Sitting alone now in this empty apartment makes that painfully clear. I had to return to Tokyo eventually. It was inevitable. But it feels like there's nothing here for me anymore. Maybe I'll move once more, go to Osaka or Nagoya. No one in Tokyo for me. Oi, Kojiro. They're either dead or dead to me. T doesn't call me, sometimes doesn't answer her messages. Shinya, nothing, no one in Tokyo for me. My eyelids close gently and the sweet embrace of sleep takes me. I decide to go for a walk to clear my head. But after returning to my new apartment building, I somehow forget my apartment number. I've only just moved in after all.
Shit! How could I forget something so important?
I wander the cold halls trying to locate my place. 238 or 248, which one was it? Completely lost, I decide to turn around and search in the opposite direction. As I turn, a slightly open door catches my attention. Who would leave their door open? Anyone could walk into your apartment and steal your belongings. This thought quickly scampers off as I find myself pushing the door open ever so gently. It swings open slowly, revealing a room lit only by a flickering light of a television.
Hello? You left your door open. Is anyone in there?
My timid voice sounds unfamiliar to my own ears. I realize that I've rarely spoken in the past few days, save for the occasional pleasantry exchange with the staff from the moving company. When no one answers from within the room, it's forthcoming. I take a careful step inside. No sounds come from the television in the corner. It has been muted, but the screen has been left on for some reason. My eyes strain to peer into the near darkness. Once my eyes finally decipher the scene before me, I realize that I'll never be able to delete the vision that has plagued me for most of my life. Oh. My mother hangs from the ceiling, a rope coiled around her neck like a boa constrictor. Her mouth is agape, a half smile, half scream upon her lips. Her eyes are vacant and strained, black with the filthy muck of regret. And her legs dangle helplessly, unable to secure a foothold upon the chair that has fallen to the ground. The chair that I kick out from under her while I laughed and laughed along with Yuriko. A thick clump of bile bubbles up within my throat, and it takes me all my strength to resist kneeling over and vomiting. The body hangs above me, the soulless corpse peering down at me. This is not my mother. This is not this person, this nameless woman. She has been dead for hours at least. I didn't kick the chair out from under her. Yuriko isn't there laughing alongside me. I'm here alone. The woman isn't struggling. She isn't pleading for help or forgiveness. She isn't cursing her stupid mistake. She's gone, just gone. Her soul has departed for whatever afterlife awaits her once we leave this purgatory. She is nothing more than a hanging corpse, nothing more than a sack of flesh and bone. The disgusting urge to throw up begins to ebb away as I stare up at the ceiling. The light of the television illuminates the corpse's face briefly, revealing thick skin gently kissed by light freckles and eyes crest with soft wrinkles. She's older than me, perhaps by a decade, but she is by no means less beautiful than I am. Her hair is long and soft, and I get a sudden urge to brush it aside, to sweep it away from her eyes and tell her everything is going to be okay. Before I can even understand it, I'm standing upon the bed in order to reach her up to the ceiling. I rest one hand lightly on her shoulder, then I go ahead and brush some of those stray locks from her eyes with my fingers. If I look past those empty eyes, those eyes that stare at me and see everything I am, if I look past them, I truly see a gorgeous woman before me. I'm utterly entranced by her. I rest my cheek against hers, her skin surprisingly warm. Perhaps she did not perish as long ago as I initially assumed.
I'm sorry.
So is this the ending that would make her restart? I don't know why I say these words. Maybe it's guilt. Guilt. I caused a lot of people in the end up like her, forced them to end their own lives out of fear or distress or desperation. No, that's wrong. I'm not guilty of those things. Corpse Girl is the one who's responsible. It's not my fault those people died. I wasn't myself. Regardless, to think that I helped Corpse Girl destroy so many beauty makes me feel ill.
What's your name?
The corpse doesn't answer.
A silent type, eh? That's okay. It's kind of cute. My name's Noriko. Are you hungry? Can I treat you to a meal?
No reply.
Shh, it's okay. Come on, I'll get you down from there. Let's get you dressed. We'll put you in something nice. It's warm outside, so how about a light dress?
Nothing. It takes some time to unloop the rope from her neck and return her to the floor safely. Some part of my subconscious knows exactly how to move her carefully, to dress her, to apply makeup and bring out her inner beauty. I can't recall if I've done something like this before. Have I taken corpses out to dinner before? I can't recall if I had just read about it in a book or if I experienced a similar situation. Just because she's dead doesn't mean that I shouldn't treat her right. Just because she's dead doesn't mean she's not beautiful and worthy of my love. After a bit of time, my gorgeous friend is dressed to impress. We're ready to go out for dinner. She's not very talkative, so I'll place her order and keep the conversation going. People might look at us, they might stare or even judge us, but we'll be okay. We're two beautiful young women simply enjoying each other's company. She'll start to decay soon, like a strange flower wilting moments after taking out of water. As for me, I think I've been decaying for a long time. I hope this nameless corpse girl can help me feel alive again. She offers me a slight smile as I take her hand and lead her out into the blinding lights of the hallway. I blush. What? What an ending. Now, I don't know if we experienced the bonus one, so we're going to click on that. We're going to see if that's anything. I know we did the epilogue. Oh, no. Bonus ending is T. God, this place is boring as hell. After all the shit I've been through this year, I simply can't believe I'm still working here. If it weren't for Shinya, I probably wouldn't bother coming in every day. But I want to patch things up with him. If I keep talking to him in the office, surely I'll crawl my way to forgiveness. Speaking of that son of a bitch, here he comes now. Look at him. He walks past my desk and doesn't even acknowledge my existence. How can he ignore me after all the time we spent together? Fucking hell. He irritates the shit out of me sometimes. I'll just have to take matters in my own hands. If he won't talk to me, I'll just make him talk. I leave my desk and stride over to him. My heavy footsteps aren't exactly elegant or befittingly a lady, and my mother used to always say, but I don't really give a flying fuck.
Hey, what's going on?
The slurred, drawling words that drip from my mouth don't come out the way I want. They always seems to be the case. Everyone treats me like some dumbass dipshit because of the way I speak. They don't understand that it's the way somebody thinks that really matters. I can't help if I was brought up to speak like a fucking imbecile. Blame my father, not me.
Oh. Hello, Tomoe.
Hello yourself. What's a gal gotta do to get a conversation out of you these days?
Huh? What do you mean?
Come on. You know we don't speak like we used to.
Well, we broke up. You dumped me. What exactly do you expect from me now?
Oh, please. You know I'm sorry for that. I told you 1,000 times that breaking it off with you was the stupidest thing I've ever done. So come on! Get back together with me, will ya?
Tomoe, you broke my heart.
Yeah, I know. Shinya, I really love you. I need you.
I'm not normally one to get embarrassed, but letting my feelings hang in the air between us really makes me uncomfortable.
Did you hear about my father?
Huh?
I wasn't expecting him to shrug off my confession with a swift change of topic.
He's tracked down an important member of the Human Removal Service.
Jeez, not this shit again. Can't you just let it all go?
No, I can never do that. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I could use a hand, if you're willing to assist. Having someone by my side with insider information would be rather handy. Don't you agree?
I'm kind of blindsided by his request. I know that he knows everything. It'd be stupid to pretend he hasn't figured it out by now. He knows of my involvement with Noriko. He knows that I had a hand, however indirect, in the suicide cases that Corpse Girl painted across the city.
I'm not going to judge you for working with Noriko. If you can help me bring the greater perpetrator to justice, the head of the Human Removal Service, then I think it may have been a good thing that you did what you did.
That's so. You'd forgive me for getting involved with such stupid shit?
Yes. I'd have no choice but to forgive you. And maybe we can even move further forward.
I know he's been saying what I want to hear. He can be manipulative in his own way. But If there's a chance I can make up for the shit I've done and win Shinya over again, then I have to go for it.
Right. Sign me up then, or whatever. I'll help out.
Thank you. Tomoe, I'm going to interview the individual involved with the human removal service.
Are you allowed to do that?
Of course. Father said I'm an important member of the investigation team now. I'd like you to come with me. You might be able to point out any inconsistencies in his testimony.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I'll do my best.
For the first time in a long time, Shinya smiles at me.
Ah, shit, man. I told you, I don't know. Can you just leave me alone?
This guy is pathetic. Every time I open my mouth, he flinches and recoils in terror, like he thinks I'm going to hit or stab him.
Listen here, you little shit. If you don't spill the deets, my man here will crush your fat skull into dust.
Tomoe, maybe you should let me do the talking from here on out.
Whatever.
I back off and let Shinya take my place. I talk him up, so I thought he'd be pleased, but maybe I just annoyed him.
Mr. Matsumoto.
Please, just call me June. Hey, nice try, mister. I ain't your friend. You can address me formally. Thank you very much.
He folds his arm across his chest and adopts the pouting expression of a child.
Yes. Well, as I was saying, Mr. Matsumoto, you understand why you've been brought in for questioning, yes?
Yeah, man, but, I'm totes innocent, you know? I don't even know nothing about the human removal service. You guys think I'm involved, but you haven't given a reason why you think that.
Shinya retrieves a small pocket notebook from somewhere, then flips through the pages. After a moment in silence, he clears his throat.
Several witnesses, plus a security camera, placed you at the scene of a murder just 2 days ago. Now, it's apparent you weren't the culprit. However, your activities at the time of the incident were questionable at best.
Oh, what activities are you referring to, detective man?
You were cheering, and I quote, "Kill him dead. Kill him dead."
Yo, that don't sound like something I'd say. I want my lawyer. You can't detain me here.
Mr. Matsumoto, you willingly came here when we contacted you. You are not under arrest.
This is ludicrous. Ludicrous, I say!
Be that as it may, I have a few more questions. One witness declared that you followed the masked culprit after they fled the scene of the crime. Is there any truth to this claim?
Nah, man, I just needed to go the same direction, you know? I've got no idea who this Harold person you keep mentioning is.
Shinya raised an eyebrow and cast me a dark look. I just
I
shrugged.
never mentioned the word Harold. Is that the name the culprit refers to themselves as?
Oh, this is like some detective mind trick, ain't it? I have the right to remain silent. Anything I say or do, or whatever, can be
I've had enough of the creep's inane rambling.
Listen up!
I slam my fist against the table and send Junpei rolling back in the seat. He nearly falls off the chair but manages to regain his balance.
You've got two options here. Number one, tell us the identity of that killer, the person you called the Herald.
What's the other option?
Number two, tell us who is really in charge of the human removal service.
His sweaty, pulsating forehead is glowing red. He's always been a big baby.
I can't betray the identity of the Herald. I just can't. But the guy behind all of this? I say fuck him. I'll sell him out if it means you'll pardon my involvement.
I don't know what caused this sudden change in attitude, but Shinya gives me a grateful nod, and it feels good to have been helpful.
Please, Mr. Matsumoto, please give us a name.
Okay. Look, you gotta know this. I don't have all the deets, okay? I'm not as important as y'all think I am. But the guy running this whole thing, he's got an army of masked killers. An army of damaged chicks all going around, killing and calling themselves the Herald.
And the name of this ringleader?
Like I said, I don't know everything. I don't got his full name. I only know him as N. Sinclair.
N. Sinclair. A foreign name, although the first name could be Japanese, I suppose. Shinya is jotting the name down and confirmed the correct spelling with Jinpei. I find myself lost in thought and far detached from this moment. For some strange reason, Noriko's face pops into my mind. I have a fuzzy recollection of a conversation with her, but any attempt to clarify the thought in my mind is useless.
Shinya, is the name familiar to you?
Yes.
Amazing, Shinya always surprises me.
So who is it?
Noriko Kurosawa once told me about a book she was reading. Now, please understand, I don't share the same taste in fiction as hers, so...
Yeah, I get it. Get to the point.
She used to read the most macabre, horrific stories. And she told me about one book in particular. A book about a man obsessed with corpses.
Obsessed with corpses, huh? Jeez, don't that sound familiar? Wait, what am I saying? That does sound familiar. She told me about that book, too. Flower. Something about a flower.
Yes. Strange Flower. A book by Nobel Sinclair.
Nobel Sinclair, N. Sinclair himself.
Jeez. You reckon that's the guy behind the human removal service?
I don't know, but it's a lead. A man obsessed with the dead. Truly despicable.
That's one way to put it. I've done my time with sickos like this, had enough of it, and put it all behind me.
Oh, Detective Man. Can I, go now?
Absolutely not.
Shinya turns away from Junpei and beckons me to one of the armed police officers standing guard at the room's entrance. The officer walks over and awaits Shinya's command.
Arrest this man.
Yo, that's whack. What are you doing?
The police officer cuffs Junpei and yanks him out of the chair.
Damn. Shinya, that was cold.
It had to be done.
Junpei is dragged away, kicking and screaming. Silence falls upon the room after the door closes in the police officer's wake.
So, what now, Detective Man?
Shinya scratches his chin as though wondering why I would call him that, but he doesn't voice his discontent.
Our next step is to track down the author, Nobel Sinclair. Maybe he's our culprit, maybe not. Either way, we won't know until we talk to him.
Right on. And what about...
Shinya interrupts me with a sudden soft kiss on the lips. I close my eyes and lean into him, letting his warmth envelop me.
Shinya...
I couldn't have done this without you, Tomoe. And I wouldn't be the man I am today had it not been for you. So, thank you.
Does this mean you want to be with me again?
Yes. If you'll have me.
My heart swells with his confirmation I've never been so happy.
Shinya! Of course!
He kisses me again and the fear I had of losing him instantly washes away. I won't fuck up this time. I'll keep him close to me and protect him forever. I reluctantly break away from his embrace and hold his chin delicately in my fingers.
Let's go find this Nobel Sinclair fucker.
Yes. Let's find him and bring him to justice.
Okie dokie. Let's see. There's one thing. I know there's a Crow Factory thing, but I don't want to do that right now. The epilogue, I think, is just, Nobel Sinclair. Okie dokie. Alright, so we saw all these endings and everything to go about with it. I know there's this Crow Factory thing that's like a extra thing to go along with the game. If you want to see that, just comment and let me know. We saw all the other side endings, so that should be the end of this unless I hear from you about Crow Factory. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!